What's up, guys? It's Tuesday Night Trash Talk, episode 11. We are already at episode 11. This is crazy. And welcome our guest, Silver and Gold Stack Attack. What's up, man?
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Anytime, bro.
How's it going, Silver and Gold Stack Attack?
It's hot as hell over here, man. I'm about done.
Where are you located, man? Whereabouts in the States are you?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Isn't no Liberty's from New Orleans, Louisiana, right?
Yeah, he's Cajun, but of course today he corrected me and told me he wasn't Cajun because he's not south of I-10. I guess there's a dividing line, and it's disrespectful to call someone Cajun if they don't live south of I-10.
So, Silver Gold Stack Attack, I'm a huge fan of your channel, man. You put out some great content. And how long you've been doing it? What made you start YouTube?
The channel is a little over a year old now, so not very long. And I have no idea what I think when I got in the stack and I looked at a bunch of channels, and I saw a lot of people blowing up silver to the moon and making all these promises that silver's going to blow up. It's going to be $100 an ounce, this and that. And I just I said, I'm not learning anything from this. All I'm hearing is a bunch of, hyperbole, and just nothing's making much sense. So I want to do it the way I want to do it when I make videos, and just kind of go over some facts and some knowledge and just make it history based.
Yeah, your channel, your content's definitely great, and I've actually learned a lot of things watching your channel.
And hell, I've learned a lot putting it together. I don't know.
Yeah, the amount of stuff you put into your videos and the history, and I could tell you do a lot of reading to do these videos. You look up.
I do, and it makes it pretty tedious. And not everybody wants to watch history based stuff. It is what it is.
Yeah. I noticed that everyone putting out silver today, and I put out gold. What's up with that?
Well, silver's actually the better buy right now. If you want to get like down to the silver and gold ratio, there's a lot of guys that watch that pretty closely, but I think gold is a steal now too. Last time I checked spot, it was down like right at 1,800 or just barely over 1,800. So, man, metals are down, crypto's down, the market's crashing. Hey, we're building back better.
It's crazy. Yeah, did you see now are you into crypto, Silver Gold Stack Attack?
Did we lose them?
I'm not sure. You there?
Yeah, his screen just went. We may have lost him. He'll probably chime back in.
Yeah.
He might be having
sometimes I forgot to remind him about the whole do not disturb thing. If he's on the phone, that could be.
Yeah, he might have gotten a phone call.
So it should bounce back in a few.
Thank you for reminding me that, because I just put my iPhone on Do Not Disturb.
Dude, this week was a mess, man. We went up to Lake George and we enjoyed ourselves. Were you back?
Is he there? He's probably having some Wi-Fi issues or some signal issues, I would guess.
Yeah, I would give it a few minutes. You should be good. Sometimes it just takes him a couple minutes to reboot.
Yeah.
All right, now he just came off. Now I don't see him at all. We'll just add him back on or something.
I'm sure you'll get the invite in a minute.
Yeah. This week was a mess, man. In Lake George, and been super busy with work. I'm forgetting everything.
Oh,
everything.
It's been a crazy week, bro. I mean, I've been working my ass off. I'm just sitting back and watching the markets crash. I think we got a long ways to go, though, Patriotic. I think there's going to be a huge slide downhill, and I'm going to make a prediction tonight. You're going to probably call me crazy because I know you're in Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that we're going to see Bitcoin drop down to $10,000.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna see it. I seen ETH today was at $1,100, $1,200.
If you look at the charts for Bitcoin, there is no fucking support until we get down to 10 grand. Nothing.
You know, I see that 100%. I see Bitcoin, the ETH today. Its peak was at $4,000. Now it's at $1,100, $1,200.
Yeah, I mean, I think we may see ETH get down to
300 again.
Yeah, easily. I made a shit ton of money off of Ethereum, and then I dumped it. I like tripled up my money. Man, if it gets down to 300 again, I could do a lot more than that. But you know what my crypto is. You know what I roll on.
Yeah. So Silver Gold Stack Attack, you dibble and dabble with crypto?
I was in Bitcoin for a long time and actually got rid of it.
Were you one of the ones that got in it in the beginning?
I wish.
You wouldn't be here right now, would you?
I'd be McScrooged into a pool of gold right now if I had.
Me too.
You'd be doing the Scrooge McDuck thing, jumping off of his diving board into a swimming pool full of buffaloes and American gold eagles.
Yeah, that's what I call McDucking.
I would have two pools. I would have an in-ground pool with buffaloes and eagles, and then I have an in-ground pool with constitutional silver.
There you go. I got out of it and I kept some altcoins that really aren't. They're taking a bath right now as well, but it is what it is. I mean, crypto, and they've got the regulations coming up. Who knows? They're trying to make it a commodity, I guess, for more control.
Oh, yeah. So, Silver and Gold Stack Attack, I have to ask you this, and if it's too personal and you don't want to answer, no pressure. But you mentioned altcoins. Would you explain which altcoins you're in and why? Or if not, that's cool either way.
No, absolutely. Algorand is my biggest holding. Algorand. I'm not sure how they pronounce it, but Algorand.
Okay.
Some Cardano, Solana.
Cardano is I love Cardano.
Yep.
Solana.
Those are the only three that I'm holding right now.
What was the other one? Cardano, Algorand, and Solana.
I'm in Solana as well. I was in Cardano, and I sold some of it and converted some of it. But Cardano is an amazing project. I can't say anything bad about Cardano. I just have put money into some other altcoins like my biggest position is obviously XRP, but I also have money in Solana, and I got some money in Quant, and I'm doing some Zcash and shit like that.
Yeah. I'm just hanging in there to the bitter end. If they go to zero, they go to zero.
See,
that's the thing, right? I mean, like you never invest money into crypto that you're not willing to lose.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and another thing with crypto too, it's kind of like the stock market. It's the only time you really lose is if you sell it. If you pull out right now, you know what I mean? It could always go back up, but then there's a chance it can go to zero and then you can lose. But you don't lose unless you pull it out.
Yeah, which is why I'm kind of holding fast, and I'd rather wait and see what happens and pull out of it.
Like, dude, I last month, within the month, I probably put $40,000 into cryptocurrency, and I regret it. But you know what? I'm not going to lose unless I pull it out. Now, it could shoot up next month to $100,000 Bitcoin. You know, you never know. I highly doubt it. But crypto's done some crazy crap. You know, no one thought Bitcoin would be almost $100,000 at one point when they were
patriotic. As much as we've talked about crypto, you and I, you've never told me what your biggest position is.
What do you mean?
Which coin do you hold more?
You know that. I've told you this like 20 times.
You did?
You just don't listen to me.
Is it Bitcoin?
Bitcoin, ETH, and Cardano. ADA.
No, but which one is the biggest position? Where's the bulk of your money at? Which one?
That's hard because I would say probably Bitcoin because it's more expensive,
Okay. All right.
but I've been doing a lot of Cardano. I really
Yeah.
believe in that ADA. That's one of my favorites.
I really need to jump back in that project, especially now that it's down. It is a good project. I can't say nothing bad
And
about it.
that's you don't. It's kind of like with precious metals right now. You've seen it, metals and crypto go down so much, and you're like, oh, I really want to buy. I want to just fucking dump hundreds of thousands of dollars into this stuff. But then you don't know. Next week it could drop down another $200, $300, $400, $1,000, and then you're like, shit.
Yeah, I'm watching these dips and I'm not buying. I believe it or
Yeah.
not, I am actually not buying.
And then you don't buy, and then the next day it's up where it was originally.
I've held off on buying up to this point. I'm on the crypto. I am going to load up on more XRP, no doubt about it. But I think we'll see XRP down around the low to mid 20-cent range again. I really do. And I think we'll see a $10,000 Bitcoin. Man, guys, if Bitcoin gets down to 10 grand, I may actually buy one.
You should. Absolutely, I agree. I think you should. I think everyone should buy one if it gets down to, you guys remember in 2017, like the peak was like $14,000, and then it went down. I think it was in the month of April. It went down to like cents for like that day, a split second, not a couple within an hour. It went down. If you go back in the Bitcoin charts, you can see it. I think it was the year of 2017. It was like it peaked at like 14,000, and then it went down to cents.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I'll have to look at that. I didn't see that.
If I had a way to look it up right now, I would. I would go grab the laptop or something. But yeah, it went down to pennies, and it was like a second chance for a lot of people to become millionaires again. With the cryptocurrency.
Well, here's the thing. There has been a lot of speculation that Bitcoin could reach $1 million, $1 billion a coin within the next few years. So if you think about it, if you buy in at 10 grand and you buy one Bitcoin at 10 grand, and if it were to get up to $1 million, I mean, that would be insane.
Well, like everyone says, if everyone buys 0.001 of Bitcoin, which is like right now, it was originally like $500 worth of Bitcoin, but now it's probably like shit, 300, 400. And if it goes to like $1 million or something like that, or $100,000, you can be like a millionaire. I forgot where the fuck I read that. You ever watch? It's one of these YouTube channels, Altcoin Daily.
Oh yeah, I watch their channel once in a while.
Yeah, I watch him. What's his name, Nev or something?
And
he has these guys. Like how our community, we have these mining companies and these gold entrepreneurs and silver entrepreneurs on our channel that study this shit. They do their predictions and all that. Well, he does the same thing with these guys that know about crypto, these big crypto investors and people that study the stuff. And everyone says to own at least 0.001 of Bitcoin.
The two biggest crypto channels out there, if you go by the number of subscribers, you've got Altcoin Daily. I believe they're the second largest. And then the largest crypto channel is that BitBoy Ben guy.
Yeah, BNB.
Yeah, and he it's kind of funny because you take the two largest channels, Ben, who's like massive bullish on XRP. Like he is an XRP bull, and then you take Altcoin Daily and those guys fucking hate it. Like they own
they're Bitcoin
like
E.
zero. Like they're total Bitcoin maximalist.
Yeah. And they got other, he points out other cryptocurrencies and stuff. But
he does. In all fairness, he talks about XRP and a lot of the other altcoins on a regular basis, but they've said many times that they own zero XRP.
Yeah. Yeah.
which blows my mind because you guys know I'm nuts, right? I'm the guy who thinks XRP is going to flip Bitcoin someday, but I stand by that prediction.
Did XRP ever overcome all the legal battles they were going through?
So
They're still going through it.
It's still in the works, I think, and I follow this trial on a daily basis. I've been following XRP like a hawk for years, and I can tell you that the SEC is getting their ass handed to them. And if you believe anything that BitBoy Ben says on his channel, he claims to have some pretty well connected contacts, and they told him that the SEC in like 2 or 3 videos ago, I think the SEC offered XRP a settlement, and XRP basically flipped off the SEC and said, "Nope, we'll go to trial and we'll kick your ass." So if you believe that came from BitBoy Ben, like if you give him any credibility whatsoever, he like made the 6 or 7 minute video and that's all he talked about, that allegedly XRP is so confident in this trial that they rejected the settlement offer from the SEC. So, I mean, if you follow the case, there's no way XRP is going to lose this thing. As soon as they win or settle, all of the exchanges, including Coinbase, are going to have to relist them because they only delisted them for the purposes of the lawsuit. They're going to have to relist
for like 2-3 years.
It's been a couple of years. I've been
Been a
investing in XRP so long that I still hold XRP on Coinbase. My XRP on Coinbase is all locked up. I can't do anything with it. I can sell it, but I don't want to sell it. I'm holding it. I'm hodling it.
Speaking of Coinbase, do you see all the layoffs they're getting ready to go through?
Someone's asking.
What, Mrs. Triple P?
Someone's asking me why XRP.
Why XRP? Oh man, we can make a whole nother video in itself. But the short answer is it all comes down to what I believe the agenda is. I believe that the Great Reset is a very real thing. I believe that central bank digital currencies are coming, and XRP is a bridge currency. XRP is going to be necessary to do these transfers from CBDC to CBDC. They're going to transfer large amounts of money for pennies on the dollar between the central banks, and it's lightning fast and happens instantly. And there's no other project out there that can do it better or faster than XRP.
Hey, let me just answer this question in the chat. Saint 51688, Patriotic Stacker, what happened to the NS new Silver Stacker trash talk video? Well, it was taken down because YouTube does not like me and Triple P's politics. We are wrong and it's false news, so they took it down.
Don't say it or they're going to pull down your live stream, Patriotic. Don't discuss what it was.
We'll put it that way.
But it had to do, I can tell you guys what it had to do with without screwing over my buddy. It had to do with add 1 to 1,999 and then another word for a donkey or a jackass.
It's a new movie.
Documentary.
That's why it was taken down. Exactly.
So YouTube is basically turned into Yahoo.
Oh, they're worse. YouTube is owned by Google. YouTube is owned by Google, and Google is the main freaking. They're the kings of the internet. You know, they control everything. Every company needs to go through them. Dude, Google's even got trackers on everybody's house. They have these trucks that go by without permission with a camera, and they film your house, where you live. It's called Google Maps. Anyone can literally find out where you live, and they don't ask for permission. They can just film your property, your land, your cars. And they're like the only company with a quantum computer also.
Here's what's really scary, though. The fact that you yanked my live stream is the part that to me is scary. And they told me why, and I told you guys why. And the fact that I can mention something like that, a subject matter like that on my live stream, and they had that live stream yanked off of YouTube within like 24 hours because of those words that I said, to me is terrifying. Obviously, there must be some truth to what I was talking about.
Absolutely. There's so many whistleblowers about it when it was happening. It's clearly something's up.
Welcome to the new world.
99 plus 1 donkeys.
Yep. Look it up. But yeah, no, you got to watch out what you say, I guess, on YouTube. It's not so free, even though we're in the freest, greatest, most beautiful country in the world. We're still not all that free because we have companies like such that run this country.
Well, look at how Facebook started off. It started off as a quote unquote social network.
Yeah, for
And
college
it's turned into the ultimate info gathering tool.
Oh yeah, Facebook, and then you got these companies that grow so big and they're buying out other companies. Like Instagram is owned by Facebook.
Yep.
Oh,
Facebook owns Instagram. YouTube was its own company. You could pretty much post anything until Google bought it out. Google. Now, if you have a problem on YouTube, you have to go through Google. You get locked out of your YouTube account. You get locked out of your email account. You get locked out of anything with that with Google.
Yeah,
You know what I
I've
mean?
been thrown in Facebook jail. I don't know how many times because I said the Z word. I said Zuckerberg, and I wasn't too kind about it.
oh,
I get banned once a month. I'm on for a week.
I live in Facebook jail. It's to the point now where I don't even get warnings or the 24 hours. I just get locked up for 30 days each time.
I'm going to post a picture on Instagram on the amount of bans I got on YouTube. I'd literally get out of Facebook jail. I have about 3 days and I'm back to it. Literally. It's because I see these videos. People are now listen, if you don't want no one commenting on these videos, then don't have the comments on. Don't put out these fucking videos that people are going to say things about. I get twisted easily because some things, the last one I got banned on was this parents that he was born, this boy, he was 4-year-old boy was born a boy, and they were trying to make him a girl and do this and that. Oh, he likes to play dress up with his sister and play with Barbie dolls. That doesn't mean he wants to be a fucking girl. I said, kids, they're babies. Oh, yeah, I knew right off the bat when he was 7 months old, he was in my daughter's room playing with Barbie dolls. So I commented and I said, bad parenting. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I got banned for that.
Here's a clue. If you're in the shower and you look down and you see a fucking schlong, you're probably a fucking dude.
Probably. Unless it's a tumor. You're a freaking boy.
You're definitely a fucking guy. Come on. Fucking, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I mean, but yeah, whatever.
We stop. There's a meme going around. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's a meme going around. It's split in half. On one half is like 1940s, 50s guy, business suit, briefcase. He's working, doing his thing, walking the streets of New York. And on the right is a guy with a man bun, tight shorts, and pink shirt, and flip flops, and just wearing makeup or something. It really is a snapshot of where we are right now. How much we've changed.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. And it's like I'm young. I'm 26. I'll be 27 in a few months. And people my age, most of my friends, don't want to work. They want everything given to them, and most of them are liberals. They once they go to college, they get all fucked up from these professors, and they tell them this and that and blah blah. and then they want everything given to them. They want the rich and just because you own a business to pay for them, and you need to pay your fair share. Like, they have no work ethic. They don't understand the value of the dollar. They don't respect anyone. I've lost a lot of friends because I tell them like it is. I said, dude, as soon as you go to college, you ruin yourself. Like, if you fall in with that group, you're ruined.
Well, if you want to find out who your friends are, just wait till election.
Oh yeah.
So
This is
Liberty
the most
Stacking,
important election coming.
Liberty Stacking just said, Mrs. Liberty Stacking wants to know, if the dick isn't yours, what do you do? Well, that's a simple answer. If she's hot, she better be fucking stroking that shit.
Hey, what's up, Mrs. Coin Crew? Finding young employees that can learn or want to work is impossible. Absolutely. I can't find nobody. The people I'm finding to help me work are 40 and 50-year-old men.
The work ethic nowadays is fucking gone. Like, the generation of an honest day's work for an honest day's pay is long gone, guys. It's a thing of the past. Now we've entered a new era of entitlements.
Oh yeah, and even the people that, my buddy, he hires, this
Hey,
guys,
Mrs. Coin Crew. Yep, that's me, Mrs.
the
Coin
guy,
Crew, chiming in.
he hires, some illegals, Mexicans that came here illegally. For days work, if he needs a house framed or something and he don't have time or he can't find any subs, he'll hire a couple guys. And even they want $300 a day. And a lot of them aren't even experienced. They push brooms around. This is laborers we're talking. $300 a day, lunch, paid lunch. Like, they want crazy money too. When these people, they don't, a lot of these, you pushing a fucking broom.
Well, when you can't get Americans to work, then that's usually where they turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the generation now are even worse. They want even more money, and they don't even want to work full 8 hours. By noon they're tired, they're beat, they're ruined.
The pandemic didn't help any of that. That got people, well, we want you to come back to work. Well, no, I'm getting paid more to stay home. Why would I go back to work? So that in turn increased wages, and it made, everybody's operating on a shoestring budget business wise now. Pay rates had to go up.
Yeah, and that's funny because went to Lake George from Sunday to Tuesday, came back today, and we stopped on our way home. We stopped at Friendly's. Kids are hungry, so we stopped at Friendly's, and the freaking building was full. Like, there was, every other table was full, and there was literally one waiter.
Yeah,
one.
That's everywhere.
And one in the back cooking. And I see this exactly. I see it everywhere. And the thing is, these people that were collecting unemployment, and don't get me wrong, you're laid off of work, obviously you have to do that. But I said, all these stimulus checks, all this crazy amount of unemployment, you're going to pay that back at some point. Oh, no, we're not going to pay it back. I said, yes, you are. I said, it's going to drive us to hyperinflation, and then you're going to have to be paying that. Oh, no, I don't think so, blah, blah. Look at it. Look at it now. People are still not going back to work because the prices are so expensive. If they get a job at McDonald's making $15 or $20 an hour, it still doesn't cover it.
Well, here's the inherent problem. Yeah, the wages went up. They went way up.
Yeah.
But you're dealing with the same lazy pool of people that they want to do the bare minimum, but they want to get paid for it.
Top dollar. Yeah.
Now I have some really great employees that earn every cent that they're paid. And then I have others who they're just there for the paycheck, and they're going to do the bare minimum.
Exactly. What do you do for a living?
I'm an operations manager for a security company, so I hire all over the state.
Exactly. So yeah, no, you know firsthand.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, the people that work for me are Gen Xers, the older generation that know the value of the dollar, know the honest day's work,
No,
want to
those are
move
my
up.
best. Those are my best employees.
Exactly. And I'm, you would think, people, and I'm not bragging about myself or anything, but I was lucky to be raised by a great family, and been around in trades my whole life with my father and my uncles, and knowing how you move up and seeing the American dream and stuff. And you would think the people my age, my friends, would want to do the same thing. I tell everybody, hustle when you're young. I said, when you're right out of school in your 20s, your 30s, 40s, that's the time you hustle. So when you get to that 50 mark, you can, obviously most 50-year-olds are working still, you know what I mean, because especially in these times, but you can be comfortable.
And you don't have to bust your ass as hard either.
And yeah, exactly, you can be comfortable and know you're working still just to get a paycheck, and stay busy, but you also have something to sit back on. You're okay, you have money, your house is paid.
Well, it really boils back to how you were raised. I mean, and I'm not saying, if you were brought up a Disneyland kid and you got to do all those things, that's great. That's awesome. We weren't that family. I mean, my parents worked hard. They provided. But when it came time to being 15 years old, and then my dad was like, "You want a car?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want a car." He said, "Well, go get a job and buy one." They weren't going to give me any freebies, and I had to work for everything I got, and I'm still doing that.
Exactly. And it was the same thing with me. I was spoiled by my father and my mother.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to do that to an extent.
They've done a lot for me. When I turned 16, if I did the right thing in school, they got me a car. Not a brand new. I see people out there going out buying a brand new car for their 16-year-old kid. No, I got some old shit box, but it took me from plate A to B. You know what I mean? I was happier than shit. But they also taught me the value of the dollar. They taught me, when you're 16, go get a job. Don't need to sit at home. Get a part-time job while you're in school. And he taught me to trade. I went with my father after work and after school. And I went with him during summer break and winter break and learned to trade. And they taught me the value of the dollar and how life is and bills and all that stuff. So when I graduated, even though I got in the wrong crowd for a little bit, most a lot of people do, in school and in college.
We've all been there.
Yeah, exactly. But I always had my head straight. I knew what I wanted to do.
I can't even say the same. I'm going to be honest with you. When I was in high school, when I graduated, I was like, I still didn't know what I was going to do. I always knew I was going to join the military because my family was an Air Force family.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, no, my pleasure. I'd do it again if I had to. But it's the funny thing is, for 18 years, me and my dad never got along. I mean, we existed together and that was about it.
Yeah.
And we're like brothers now. I mean, we both matured about the same time, I think. But yeah, I mean, just to spite him, I remember I walked into the recruiting office, and the Air Force guy, it was a 4-way branch where 4 branches were in there. Mm-hmm. And Air Force was last one on the right. And guess who was first on the left? Yeah, that would be the Marine Corps.
Yep.
So I walked in, and of course, their scope, and every time that bell rings, everybody's jumping up. And he comes out there first, and he said, "Hey, where you going?" I said, "I'm going to talk to the Air Force guy." He's like, "Get in here and talk to the real men." You're 18, and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So that was that. And when I was ready to go, when I tell you I was ready to get out of the state, I was ready. I said, "Look, everything sounds good. I got, they're doing this. You get a little bit of a bonus when you get out, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Where do I sign?" He's like, "Seriously?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want out. I can't stay here anymore. I'm just going to get in trouble." So that was it. He said, "When do you want to ship out?" I said, "Tomorrow." And that was that. So, hey, left my home state. Haven't been back since.
And the military, I tell everyone, people my age, because I made the mistake of not going. When I was 17, about to go into senior year, they would come to the school. You had your Air Force, your National Guard, and they would come to the school, and they had like the job fairs and stuff. And I said, as soon as I'm out, I talked to the Army. I wanted to join. and I signed papers and stuff. So when I graduated, I was pretty much going to go out. Well, I had my son. I got my ex pregnant at the time, and I didn't want to leave.
Now that happens. Families change
And
everything.
exactly, and that's what stopped me. But I thought to myself, and we all live and learn. There's a reason for everything. Maybe it wasn't for me, but I thought to myself, I should have stuck through it. I could have went into the reserves. I could have been a guardsman at National Guard. I could have done anything. But I didn't. But I tell everyone now, I said, if you got no kids and you're out of school and college might not be the thing for you, go to the military, make a career out of it. You're going to get
still
pension.
do college while you're in. The beauty
Yeah,
of it.
you can
I picked
National
up
Guard.
the equivalent of 2 years of college while I was in the Marine Corps. So
yeah, exactly. They covered at college. You can get
and they paid for a bunch of it. So and
Yep.
even after you get out, you still have benefits for education. So
Yep.
it wasn't a bad deal.
Also, I got a couple buddies that are VA forever. They get free medical. They
Now,
get a
VA,
check.
honestly, you won't catch me at the VA. Ours is, when I tell you it's terrible.
They're not good. They're not the greatest.
Oh my God. I don't, you know what? I'll stick with my own coverage. I'm not even wasting my time with VA. They're awful.
I talk to my buddy Tommy all the time. He was, a friend of my father's. So he's like an uncle to me. And he was in the Army for about 6 years. He got hurt back in the 80s. I guess he was on a bike and on the base, and a truck plowed right over him, fucked up his knees. And he's on VA for free medical for the rest of his life. And he was losing weight a lot. And I said, you should go down there and check and see what's up. And they said, he had 2 spots on his liver or something. It took them 6 months to get a word back to find out what it was. They said, you just got 2 masses, nothing serious, no cancer, nothing like that. But if that was cancer, he would have been dead.
Yeah. Well, there's
do.
plenty of disadvantages to the military. I mean, I had to think long and hard about it. First off, I only signed up for 4 years. I was involuntarily extended because of the war. I mean, we were already overseas in the war. They weren't sending anybody
Where were
home.
you, Desert Storm?
I was in Desert Storm, the first one,
Yeah.
right? And of course, you're not going home. Your EAS comes up. You're not going anywhere. You're in a war. So, they weren't letting anybody home. And it was just like, but there's so much BS in the military. It makes you wonder, when it's time to re-enlist, it's just like, can I put up with this for 20? I didn't think I could. I mean, I can give you a million examples, but rigidity of rules and regulations and it's a different world. I mean, I got a speeding ticket on a bicycle, for God's sake. A bike. Who does that?
Eating ticket on a bicycle.
On a bicycle.
Yeah.
We were stationed in Japan, and if you go by the flight line, it's literally a 15-mile-an-hour zone. It's 15. Now, I was running late, and I had the bike. I was going downhill. I had it in top gear, and I got clocked at 35 and a 15 and got pulled over by an MP.
Wow.
There's definitely a lot of
wrote you.
True story. I got a ticket. I had to go to court because anything you move in on a base is considered a vehicle. So you can get a DUI. You can get a DUI on a mule.
So if you can run,
that's the key word for the day.
You can get a speeding ticket for your feet.
No, you're not. You're not technically in a vehicle.
Ah, okay.
It's the stupidest little things, and that's just part of the military. It's you got to be. And when 5 years rolled around, I got back from the Gulf. I was like, you know what? I think I've had my fill. I just want to go. I want to get out. I want to start a family. I want to be a cop. And that's what I did. I got out. I went through BLET for a city here. Almost graduated. No, I did graduate. And by the time my company found out I was leaving to join the police department, they doubled my salary to stay. And I was like, here I am, young family, got kids. The wife is already saying, haven't you been shot at enough? Have you had enough? When do you say when?
Yeah. From someone that's done it for a few years, you probably made the right choice.
Yeah. The only thing I wish I had done differently, I mean, I would already have a pension coming in. So, I don't have that with this company. They don't do pensions. They do 401ks, which are an absolute joke.
Now, did they
Yeah.
match those at least? The 410Ks? Did they match it?
Yeah, yeah. But
There's
still, I mean, I look at what I've lost. I checked in. I've tried really hard not to check in to my
Now, again,
401k.
same thing with 410Ks and Ross. The only time you lose is if you take it out.
Yeah.
You know, it could
Oh, no,
always
I don't
bounce back
know.
up.
Yeah,
we
I'm
got
not
a
touching that.
we got
I'm
a
just looking at
question.
losses.
We got a question actually here, believe it or not, from Mrs. Triple P. She's actually chatting from the frickin' bedroom. She said, any good LCSs near you, Silver and Gold Stack Attack? By the way, we will need to meet up with you next time we're in North Carolina.
Absolutely. You and I were talking about that, Triple P. Next time, of course, you guys weren't here under the best conditions, of course.
It was
I
for,
understand
if you remember correctly, it was her dad that had just passed.
Yes, sir. I remember. And but yeah, definitely next time. As to answer her questions, I have one go-to, and he is absolutely. I've been going here for so long. We've become friends, to the point where I trust him implicitly. I told him, I talked to him not long ago. I said, look, something happens to me. Are you okay with me putting you in my will? You know, because I've got to send these precious metals somewhere. They're going to go to my family. But should they decide to sell them, I don't want them going to pawn shops. I don't want them going and getting robbed by some, indiscriminate dude at a coin shop.
Right.
I said, I want them to come to you because I know you'll treat them right. He said, absolutely, you can put me in. So one of the stipulations in the will is going to be, when you get this stuff, if I die and my PMs go to you guys, if you decide to sell, this is where you're going to sell them.
Yeah. And funny thing you said that. I have everything written down. Prices, definitions of spot and premium.
Oh yeah.
For my wife.
Yep.
If
I've
something
done
were
the
to happen
same.
to
I
me,
have a complete logbook.
Yeah.
Everything I paid, it's all in an Excel spreadsheet. There's even a picture of each thing in there so they can help identify it. But
Yeah.
my guy, he knows. I bought most of the stuff from him. He knows
Yeah.
exactly what this stuff is.
Yeah, and I said to my LCS, and me and my LCS have a huge relationship too. Very, very close. Lately I haven't been going to him because he just can't compete with the online prices.
No,
I
mine's
go
pretty
there for
slim too right now.
Yeah, I go there for constitutional and stuff, but he just can't compete right now. The prices are too low online. But we have a good relationship. We exchange Christmas gifts and everything.
Absolutely.
But I told my wife, if something were to happen, you can go to him. I said, there's some people in the community. I said, that I'm sure you can go to. This is obviously if something happens, soon.
I did a video not long ago. I don't know if you guys caught it. It was about something.
I seen that video.
Are you prepared? I mean, many people I talk to, they're doing a great job stacking precious metals and, trying to secure their future and all that. And I'll ask them, I said, so what happens if you die tomorrow? Well, no, I'm fine. I'm healthy. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm asking you. Any one of us could go on the highway tomorrow and not make it home.
Yeah.
We're not guaranteed tomorrow. I said, what happens if you die? I talked to one guy. He actually had his stuff buried in the yard and nobody knew where it was but him. I'm like, dude, are you insane?
I wouldn't bury it if I knew if my wife knew.
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't put anything in the ground. No way.
I know some of my friends bury cash. Some of my friends have cash buried in their fucking yard. You were out of your mind.
We're not at apocalypto yet, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I said, if you died tomorrow, who would know where to go? And he thought about it. He got really quiet. He's like, shit, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, there you go. You need to fix that.
Yeah, I have a list of LCSs where my wife can go. I'm my main guy, and then I have a few out of state even.
Yep. Now I won't. There are some here I do not agree with. I've walked in and I have literally walked out when I saw the prices.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh hell no, dude, what are you smoking? Are you insane?
Yeah, that was matter of fact, I did an interview. My first LCS interview was a Myrtle Beach Coin Exchange, and I know it's a tourist section. People go there, whatever. But his prices were expensive. They were very expensive, and I'm gone for a week. I was like, I have some cash in my pocket. I bring some cash for me when I go on vacation because I always like to check out the LCSs in those areas. And that was like the only LCS there that really had a lot. It had a lot. He had a huge inventory, but his prices weren't that good. So what I ended up doing, I bought a Morgan, I bought a 1/10 of an ounce, the cheapest one he had, and like a 10-ounce bar. But I regretted it because it was expensive. But some of these LCSs, they think you're dumb.
Well, there's a combination. Some will try to take advantage of you, and others, like you said, they just can't get that volume discount that the big online guys are getting. So,
Yeah.
they've got to eat too. They've got a family to feed. I
understand.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing that their prices are high. I get it, but I just can't force myself to buy from you.
Exactly, and it's a saying. My dad taught me. Pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. You know what I mean? I understand. I love to support LCSs. I prefer to support LCSs. Local small businesses. I'm a small business myself, so I hope people would do the same for me. That's what carries the weight of this country is the small businesses in this country. So I love to support them, and there's nothing better walking into a local LCS and holding that gold or silver in your hand, knowing what you're going to buy, what the shape of it is. But you just got some of them that just, it's like they literally buy the if someone brings in their gold and silver, it's like they literally buy it what it's worth, what it's selling for, and then they triple that to make profit.
I've seen people
$300.
Oh yeah, I've seen people come in with nothing but designer and what I call BS stuff, boutique silver and whatnot, BS gold. I've seen the prices that the guy paid for him and what he got from the dealer, and I'm like, why would you invest in all that knowing you're going to get raped? I mean, it's good to have some pieces. I mean, you got to have. I mean, if you like something, buy it. I'm into that. I'm like, hey, if I like it, I'm going to buy it. I don't care.
Yeah,
about
we all have that high premium piece.
Yeah,
we all have that.
You got to have it. I mean, that's a reward for yourself. I mean, but here's the thing: just don't expect to get it back unless you go private sale.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, I've noticed too. I've had some high premium stuff that I've paid top dollar for. I'm 90% of a stacker, but a little part of me, I love my Libertads. I love my Engelhard bars. I love my Johnson Matthey. There's a lot of stuff that I like that are higher premium stuff. But I know unless I'm going to sell privately or to someone privately that really wants that stuff, that has the same passion I do, then I'll get it. But even I notice selling privately, like a lot of times with high premium fancy shit, it's hard to sell.
It is. It's like that coin I just picked up last week from the Canadian Mint, the Northern Lights with the great hair, the rabbit, whatever it was. I don't buy that stuff. But when it came in, it was sitting there, and he's like, "You want this?" I'm like, I looked it up, and it's selling for $120 online. And I'm like, for an ounce of silver? Come on, dude, you know me better than that. He's like, "Man, I'll give it to you for 40. I don't care." So I'm like, 40, done.
Yeah. See, there you'll definitely get something back.
Yep. And it's a great looking coin, but when it comes down to it, it's an ounce of silver.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I stack for weight. I'm a stacker. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going out and buying Kohl's. I don't buy Kohl Eagles or anything like that. They got to be BU in good condition. But I'm a stacker. I try to stay away from that stuff.
I'm about 70-30 stack collector, but in my defense, the 30% of me that is a collector, 25% of that comes from Mrs. Triple P. So I would be like 95-5 if it wasn't for her, but she's the collector. So
yeah, Triple P. I know when you guys pick up some of that premium stuff, you're quick to point out now. Mrs. Triple P picked this one out, so we got this for her.
Oh, absolutely.
It's excuses. Don't let them fool you.
I'd be buying more of these fuckers if it were me. I was picking these up for a long time for like $2.49 over spot.
Yeah, those are beautiful. I love the germanium mint kilos. Now, what's your favorite bar? What's your favorite things to stack? Silver gold stack attack. Is it rounds, bars?
You know what? I love it all, so I don't really focus on one thing. I like bars. You see, I started collecting 10 ounces this year. Started stacking 10-ounce bars this year. I really like those. The premiums are low right now on them if you're getting them online. So that's a great deal for 10-ounce bars. But stacking coins and rounds, I'm definitely a Britannia and Maple guy. And Eagles are about third. I haven't bought an Eagle in over a year.
Yeah. You know, I'm the same way. You know, and it's a shame because I love stacking eagles.
Oh, they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
Beautiful.
Coins, I mean.
They're American. They're beautiful. They're classic. But I can't bring myself to do it anymore. Don't get me wrong. You know, I bought a few this year, for, you know, just to have them. But I can't do it. I just can't bring myself to spend $12, $15 over.
These are
You know.
2020s right here.
2022, yeah.
No, these are 2020s. This
2020s.
paying out. That's 2020s. I've got some 2022s as well. I bought them as soon as they came out, but I'm done with Eagles until the premiums come down. It's
Exactly, and that was the first thing I put out this year. January, I put out a video, no more Eagles, because I was done with Eagles and even Maples. I'm almost done with the monster box of Maples. I need 2 more tubes, and I just can't bring myself to buy those 2 last tubes right now. Because
What do you get? What are you finding Maples for right now over there?
About $30 to $32. Some at the LCS. Online, I think I can get them for what, 28, 29? No, not even. They're about 29, 30 online.
Yeah, right now you're gonna hate me, but I'm getting them right around 27.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
I'll send you money right now. Buy me
27
2 tubes.
bucks. Yep. And I mean, how can you not love these? The radial lines on this thing just really pop. I love them.
They are the most beautiful 1 ounce silver government minted coin you can buy.
Now, half of it. Let's refrain that. Let's rephrase.
Yeah,
half. Because you're dealing with this girl on the back.
Queen Lizard.
Well,
over
yeah,
there.
despite her, but when you think of it, she's on fucking everything.
Oh yeah,
she's on everything.
It's like a fucking virus that won't go away. You can't get rid of her.
She's on everything. So I look past that. But if you look at the security features, the detail, they're just beautiful, beautiful coins. I remember when premiums were low on Eagles and Maples. Maples were a lot cheaper than the Eagles. And I always wondered, why are Maples cheaper than Eagles? They have more security features. They don't milk spot, especially after 2018. And they're just the detail on them and the mirror finish on those coins also. They're hard to scratch. They don't scratch as much as a lot of other coins. They have all the benefits besides the Queen's phase, but again, she's on fucking everything.
Well, if you guys want to see an underrated coin, and granted, it's not a premium coin, but these are not bad. These Somalia elephants.
I hate those fucking things.
Do you really?
I've got a few of them.
I hate them.
I got this tube for like, it was, God, I want to say it was like $1.99.
I'll buy kangaroos or fillies before I buy a tube of those. And I don't like kangaroos and I don't like fillies.
The best part about it is you don't have Queen Lizard on the back.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the only good thing about them.
What are you guys collecting any foreign 80, 72, 90%, anything?
I'm not into that really. I'm not big into that.
Balboas. I'm actually hooked on getting the foreign stuff.
Now you should have said Balboas. Now Balboas I love, and they are 90% silver. And they were minted in the beginning in Philadelphia.
Yep, absolutely.
And then they went to Franklin Mint. Some of them were minted in Franklin Mint. Some of them were minted in the Royal Mint after. But they're beautiful, beautiful coins, and I love them.
Here's the other one, the Cuauhtemocs.
Yeah, I like Mexican silver. Libertads are my favorite. That's another weak spot for me because they're expensive, but I buy the shit out of them.
My LCS didn't really know what these were worth. He had a whole bag of them, and he was like, I haven't even researched them. I don't want them. How much? Give me something.
They're 90% silver too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, these are 90%. But he was like, I don't know, give me 15 per coin, and I'm like, shit, done. Done. And they're selling online for 40 and up.
I picked this up today.
God.
I'll show you here. Now you guys are gonna laugh at the price I paid for this. So this is a 1993 proof. It's a proof. 1/10 of an ounce Eagle. And I paid $202 out the door.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to steal.
202. Yeah.
That's
And
great.
I on the way back, now Lake George is about 2 hours from me. They had no LCSs in Lake George, but in this Albany, which is the capital of New York, was on the way back home. And I stopped there. It was this coin store. Every time I go up Lake George, I swing by and I check them out. And usually their prices they're okay for their gold, but their silver is expensive. So I was looking for Constitutional. I was like, let me check out your Constitutional. They didn't have nothing, and they wanted like 24 for it, and I wasn't gonna do that. So I said, you got any fractional gold? So he brought out Eagles and stuff, and he brought the proof one, and I said, how much? And he said, 202.
Yeah.
So
You can't even get
like,
you can't even get a regular one for that price.
What was that? What did I pay? Like $20 over melt?
Yeah, never mind proof. You can't get a regular one for that price.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I almost shit myself. I think the guy messed up, to be honest, because this guy he worked there, but he wasn't like an expert. I think he was new. Because I'd never seen him before while I was swinging by, going up there, because we go up there a lot in the summertime. Just a little weekend getaway type deal. And this guy was like, my age, but I think he was learning, because, I was asking for this, and then he was going up to the guy and asking him, and then he would go check the spot price and the price and come back. And now, if LCS, as you ask them the spot price, they tell it right off their head. They know right there.
Well, hell, I know when I walk in the door what it is. I always make sure I check.
Exactly, So, and a lot of times they don't need to look at things. They know. They've been dealing with the stuff for years. Well, this guy didn't know, and I think he messed up. I think he probably meant like 212 or something like that, or 222. But he said 202. I said no more. I gave him the cash, and I walked out the door as quick as I could.
Yeah, you couldn't get out of there fast enough.
Oh no, I was running without being sketchy. I walked pretty quick because I was waiting for them to walk out the door and start waving me down for that other $20. But fractional gold's good. I love stack, especially Eagles when it comes to fractional.
I catch a lot of crap for stacking 110 fractional gold, but I think it's the best denomination for divisible gold.
Yeah, my two favorites. Well, my number one would be 1 ounce.
Yeah. Oh, clearly, yeah.
That's my go-to. But
yeah, that's your best value overall. I mean, you're paying way more for the 110s.
Yeah. The 1 ounce is my go-to. But if it comes down to if I can't buy a 1 ounce, I'm getting a 1/10.
I assume you guys caught that. You're not stacking any gold backs, are you?
No,
I don't stack them.
I have gold backs, but I use them for putting into the envelopes when I send stickers out. I don't stack them.
There you go.
No, I would never recommend anyone to stack them. They are, like I said, it's another form of currency, local currency. It's a cool gift to give.
Yeah.
It's a nice piece of art, a very cool bill. It's sound money, but it's not for stacking. The premiums are ridiculous.
They're ridiculous. I mean, I watched what was it? New Silver Stacker, I think.
He did the interview.
Goldback. And this guy, look, I get it. It's part of your company to promote your stuff and be behind what you do. I get it. But man, was he defending those premiums. Oh, they're expensive to make. I said, I understand that. But in the end, I'm looking at value and it's not there.
Oh, yeah.
Gold is expensive enough. I don't need to be spending premiums for sprayed gold between polymer sheets.
Well, I was looking up after NSS's interview. I was looking up because, they're on APMEX, the gold backs. They're on pretty much every bullion retailer. But I was looking up like some of these companies they were naming off. And for I think the $50 gold back, they wanted like $185.
Yeah, that's insanity.
And I said, what the hell? I said, if it's a currency, you're supposed to get it for like, I understand you got to pay a little premium stuff, but you're paying $185 for maybe $120 of buying power.
Well, you're not paying for the gold. You're paying for the technology that made those.
Yeah. And then when I can just take that $180 and buy
Yep.
what I need at the store anyways.
Yeah. Well, you saw the breakdown I did in that video for gold backs. I mean, it would take 2 of the 50s, the 50 gold backs, to equal just 1/10 of an ounce of gold in a coin. And and the guy that was in the interview, he goes, "Look, you can't counterfeit these. They're readily acknowledged." And I'm like, dude, you can't counterfeit Britannias either, not with the 4 security features. I know when I look at a Britannia right off the bat whether it's real or not.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'd rather have a gold Britannia than a gold.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And
I'd rather have 1/4 of a grain than one gold back. And you know why?
Well, you got one.
Because
I sent you a 1/4 of a grain.
That's what I'm saying. But exactly, I can extract the gold from a gold backs. You can't extract those.
Nope. That's
another
supposed to be
thing.
some way they melt them, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even want to try. I don't even want to try.
I think that's a bunch of bull crap. Like I said to NSS, I said, this is great. This is an awesome interview. They are cool. They are
cool.
beautiful.
Absolutely.
They are sound money. I like the idea of it. It's really cool. And it'd be cool to actually have those to spend rather than our crappy currency, because regardless, it is gold with a plastic layer over it. But it's
my biggest thing with those was, if I buy in high, which they are, what if gold suddenly, and we've seen it drop. I mean, what was the high last year? Or what did we hit? 2072 or something?
Well, we got up. Yeah, I think it was like just shy of 21, right?
Yeah, just below 21. So what if I bought in then, and now we got gold sitting at 18 something, and I'm sitting on these gold backs that I paid a wicked premium on? You think I'm going to use them to actually buy stuff with?
Exactly.
Taking it's like a waste. It's not even.
Yeah.
Look, I love the concept, and with apologies to goldbacks.com, look, I love the concept, love the artwork. I think they're fantastic. I just can't get behind them.
Yeah, no, exactly. And another thing that I told, because NSS, he's a newer YouTube channel like us, and he's getting out there, and he's doing a great job. And I was happy when he got in touch with Jeremy, and he was going to do the gold back video and stuff. But I told him, I said, it's not for stacking.
No.
It's I told him pretty much the pros and cons of it. Same thing I'm telling you guys. But they're I don't see him taking off.
No. And you saw what it took to get up to an ounce of gold with the 50s. If you buy enough 50, it's going to be like $3,500 for an ounce.
Yeah.
$3,500. And meanwhile, I could have bought a gold Britannia at like what? Just over 2?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's insanity to find. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And not only that, like, the only way they would take off is, like I told him, if you get these, like, you can't just have, like, I think my buddy Savage Stacker, he went to Nevada, and he went with goldbacks because he wanted to try it out, and he lived in California. He was right on the border of Nevada. So he said, fuck it, I want to try these out. And there was literally, like, he went to 50 stores, and there was 2 of them that took him. You need
where NSS lives, though, in Utah. I think there's a little bit more,
because that's where the headquarters is.
Yeah, so I think there's a little bit more practical use for them there. But the problem is, again, the premiums. I mean, I'm not gonna. Why do I want to go out and spend $4 to get $1 back? Yeah, well, like I said, like I think a $1 gold back is like $3.50 or $4 of buying power.
Yep.
So if you go in with $1 gold back, people think, oh, you're getting $1 worth of stuff. No, you're getting $3 or $4 worth of stuff. But the whole thing of having to take out a calculator, figure that all up, for the cashier to take out the calculator, figure that all up, to somehow get you back change in some way or form, and it's too much of a headache. It's too much work. Americans are not going to want to do that. They're just going to swipe a card or give you the exact change or get the cash back. They're not going to do that. And these big stores like Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, they're trying to get rid of cash as it is. They're doing all these self-checkout lines. They want cards. They're not going to take a new form of currency. And that's another thing that would make goldbacks become bigger, is if they got contract with these stores like Walmarts and Home Depots and Lowe's, maybe there'll be a possibility, but these big companies are not going to take them on.
No, not even
They're not gonna
locally.
do
I
it.
mean, even the local companies. Look, if I take some of those goldbacks to the nearest ABC store for a bottle of rum and I present those things, I'm probably going to have the cops there in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong. I'll gladly take them for work. If someone wanted to pay me in goldbacks.
Yeah, but we know what they are,
But yeah,
too many people don't.
but the thing is, it's we're used to our currency and what we're doing, and people are not going to get used to taking that and getting all. You got to get everybody on the same game.
It's not going to be a
for it to
problem for
work.
longer, though, because like I said earlier, the central bank digital currencies are already starting to roll out. They're already starting to happen. The frickin' jackass in the White House signed an executive order for the Fed to look into developing a digital currency. Jerome Powell has said at least a half a dozen times that he's looking to roll out a digital currency. I mean, they're telling us the shit right in front of us, and it's like people still don't want to believe it.
Oh, well, when has the government ever held back on telling you anything?
So
other than the truth.
So I mean, it's not going to be an issue much longer because digital currencies are coming, whether we want it or not. And I think that is actually the biggest threat that we as Americans are going to be facing over the next several years.
And I agree with you on that, but here's my line of thinking on the whole digital currency. For the most part, and I'm not saying prevalent, but for the most part, haven't we already been a digital currency society? I mean, most of us are using we're using debit cards. A lot of us are using debit cards. That's all traceable.
But it's not about being traceable, bro. Here's what people are not forgetting. The government with a digital currency has 100% control. Right now,
they can turn it off.
It's to shut off your money. They have to call up the banks. They have to convince the banks to shut it off. They have to call up your credit card companies, convince each credit card company to turn it off. With a digital currency, all they have to do is flip a fucking switch.
Yeah,
and by the way, if they want to stimulate the fucking economy because the economy is not doing so well, they just tell you, hey, this Fed coin that's in your account will be expiring on July 1st. So you need to spend your money by July 1st or that money expires.
And digital currency the Fed coin will be linked to the IRS, not like Triple P was saying. They would have to go through the bank, through the credit card company, through the credit card company's carrier, to that, and then to you.
Right. And
it's a whole trail, and the businesses
everything.
could fight that. And the business could fight that.
When your neighbor's kid comes over to your fucking house to cut your grass and you want to give him $30, now you have to pay him in Fed coin, and one of you guys is going to get taxed on it.
Yep, regardless, someone's going to get taxed. They're going to take tax out. And then when property tax time comes and you got to pay your taxes, you don't have to go through anything. They'll just take it right out.
And they're gonna roll it out, and initially it's going to be like, oh, it's this great thing. And hey, you know what? We're going to give you your stimulus payments now in Fed coin. And now we're going to roll out a universal basic income, and we're going to pay you that in Fed coin. And over several years, they're going to get Americans used to using their digital currency. And then they will gradually phase out the US dollar as people use it less and less.
And at the same time, you can kiss cryptocurrencies goodbye, because
here we go. Not all of them. Not all of them.
No, I don't think so. I think they're just going to keep. I think they're just going to keep Fed coin. They're trying to get rid of cryptocurrency now.
But you can't. It's impossible, because you have to be able to have a digital currency. You have to have something to function as a bridge currency to make cross-border payments, and they have to be done instantly, and they have to be done extremely, extremely cheaply. And this is, again, why I think I actually texted you today, because we kind of talked about it a little bit offline. And I said, how much research have you done into XRP? And I don't think you texted me back what you've done, but I've lived eaten and breathed XRP for the last couple of years now. And it is the only product, in my opinion, that's capable of doing what needs to be done to go to this transition.
It sounds like you want it to go to this transition.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. But guys, I mean, it's a reality. Oh, like just look around. It's already fucking happening in China. It is a reality.
They're already they're banning cryptocurrencies from countries as we speak.
I'm not too proud to become a billionaire off of it and just disappear off the fucking grid.
No, because they'll tax you until you're a fucking thousandaire.
But I mean, in my opinion, I don't think any other currency is capable of doing it. So that's why I'm such a bull on XRP.
Yeah, but you know, if it gets you rich, because of this Fed coin that's going to be coming out, you know, that's, you know, it's going to be worthless because you're going to get Fed coin.
What's going to be worth?
You're going to get Fed coin, which is and your money for the millions you make on XRP, you're going to get Fed coin back.
Well, we're going to all be forced to use Fed coin anyways, bro.
Yes, no, I understand that. If we are forced to do that, and they use the XRP, and you get rich because of they go into Fed coin with the XRP, you know what I mean? It's going to be in Fed coin.
It will be in Fed coin. Yeah, I mean, when the transition is complete, it will be in Fed coin. But here's the thing: it's not going to be like you flip a light switch and today we're using US dollars and XRP is at 30 cents, and then you snap a finger and tomorrow the US dollar is gone and XRP is at $100,000 a coin. It's not going to happen like that. There's going to be a very slow transition, and it's going to take years to get Americans used to using their Fed coin. During that time, as this transition is probably going to last multiple fucking years, and XRP is going to gradually climb. And that's why it's so important. And it doesn't matter which crypto you guys are in, you got to have a fucking exit strategy. Because if you have no exit strategy, you know what happens when you go to the fucking moon? If you don't fucking get off the fucking moon, you run out of oxygen and you fucking die. So it's great to fucking say it's going to the moon, but have an exit strategy to get off the fucking moon and take all of that wealth and keep it.
Yeah. You know, it's definitely going to happen within, you know, I think we'll see it in the next few decades here.
This shit here, bro. I mean, why are we stacking silver? Why are we stacking gold? We do it because we want to hedge against inflation and we want to preserve our wealth, right?
Yeah.
Well, at what point would you sell your silver? I mean, at what price? I mean, if it got to $50 an ounce, would you sell it? If it got to $100 an ounce, would you sell it? If it got to $1,000 an ounce, would you sell it?
Like, you know, that's the thing. You know what I mean?
It's different for everyone.
Part of me says I never want to sell it. I want to pass it on to my kids, and they can pass it on to their kids or whatever they want to do with it.
That's fine. That answer is different for everybody. But my point is just have an exit strategy.
Well, that's the most important thing. Yeah, you need that. Everyone, it's not just about buying cryptos and buying gold and buying stocks or buying homes or land. You also need to think about.
I can't take my silver and I can't buy a house with it. So let's say, okay, let's go to fantasy land here for a minute. Let's suppose silver got up to $1,000 an ounce, which we're in fantasy land now. I still can't buy a house with this. I still have to cash this out somehow into a fiat currency to be able to go buy some land or to be able to go buy a house. Right now, we cannot use this as currency. So you got to have an exit strategy at some point. You know, when are you going to sell it? If you're not going to sell it, when are you going to convert it into something else that's tangible? When are you going to buy some land? When are you going to buy another house and maybe rent it out and make income off of it every month, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if we hit 1,000, I'm out.
Yeah, no,
Just,
I
just
think
saying.
I
I'm
think we'd
just
all
saying.
be out.
Yeah, I'm
But I
just
would
saying.
also look at the
We
bigger
hit
problems
1,000.
too.
You know, I'll leave the kids something else. We hit 1,000. I'm out.
And you know,
I'd be a millionaire.
it's different. It's different for everybody. Like some people would sell at $40 now. Some people would say, I'm not even going to sell at 5,000 an ounce. So there's no right or wrong answer.
I think
Like,
my plan is to sell a portion of it when retirement comes and pass the rest on to my kids. That's my plan.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
kind of putting this towards a retirement. You know, I want to buy some land in the mountains, and when it's time to call it quits, that's where I want to be. I want to be in the mountains.
yeah, exactly. But I always want to have some type of gold and silver at
Absolutely.
some
Yep,
point. I always
absolutely.
want to have something.
well, no one
I don't
says
want
you
to just
sell
sell it
you
all.
don't sell all of it. I mean,
No.
it's just like, when would you start selling some of it? At what point? And it's always a good idea to, what do? We buy on the way down because we can never anticipate the bottom, right? So you buy incrementally on the way down. And if you want to take profits, you take profits incrementally on the way up.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to show you guys something and see what you thought. I picked this up. I don't know if you can see it really well.
Oh,
You guys-
commemorative.
Yeah, you familiar with this one? The 1925. It's a Stone Mountain commemorative.
Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful coin. How much did you pay for that?
Well, you see these going for what? Anywhere from 1 to 300, depending on condition.
Yep.
Yeah, this one is actually fake.
Oh,
Get
wow.
the fuck out of here.
Can you believe this? And let me tell you, I have looked at this thing under a microscope, and with very few exceptions, the Chinese absolutely blew this one out of the park, guys. That's
Wow.
some scary stuff right there.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You know,
That's insanity.
It's a funny thing, but you know how constitutional silver, it's a lot. You know, if you buy it, it's a lot. You got 50 dimes in a tube, you got 40 quarters in a tube, you got, 20 $half in a tube, and if you have hundreds or thousands of phase of constitutional, that's a lot of shit to test. But I test every time I buy a tube or a few tubes of constitutional. I put each coin through my Sigma, because you'll be surprised, even that shit is faked.
Yeah,
They'll fake a
it's
25-cent Washington quarter.
Yeah,
They'll
it's insane.
I've seen people fake wheat pennies, dude.
That's the thing. That's the reason I love these Britannias so much. And I'm late to the party on the Britannia.
I'm waiting to see someone fake one of those. I want to see.
They will not be able to fake one.
No, I really don't think they can, because here's the thing.
I don't think so either, but I want to see them try to attempt it.
No, they can't. It can't be done, because here's the thing. When the Chinese are faking this stuff, they're looking for bottom line, low cost stuff that they can get away with that looks, from the onset, it looks real. You can't do that with a Brit. You just can't.
Oh yeah, no. The Brits and maples are hard to fake, and you can.
Maples are tough too, but
yeah,
the Brits definitely are the most secure gold coin in the world, hands down.
But hey, we've got a
What are they
missing
at,
read
5?
on our American Eagles. That missing read is up. That's some great shit.
They moved it under the sun now, so it's a better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome. That is such a lack of vision with the U.S. Mint. It's pathetic.
That's because they're too busy being woke.
There are so many things they can do to get people back.
We have fallen. To me, we've fallen so far behind. There are like 5 mints, 6 mints that I would put well ahead of ours.
Oh yeah,
Well ahead.
There's pretty much every mint I could put ahead of
Yep.
ours.
Yep.
I think any mint is worse than ours.
The only thing that they put out now that are beautiful are the buffaloes and the gold eagles, the gold buffaloes and gold eagles.
But here's the thing. The buffaloes, everybody loves the gold buffaloes. I love the gold buffaloes. Why have they not introduced fractional gold buffaloes? Those things would sell like fucking hot.
They did.
They had them for 1 year. That's it.
For a short period of time, but they should bring them back.
Oh, they should bring them back every year.
Yeah, they should mass produce them like they do the buffaloes. And another thing is funny that buffaloes have a lower mintage than eagles, and they're selling for the same price.
Correct. I don't know why. I mean, I can't see buying an eagle if I'm just looking to stack buffaloes and eagles. I can't see buying an eagle over a buffalo because the premiums are the same.
And you're getting 4/9 fine gold. and a buffalo.
And I think the Buffaloes might be slightly just a little bit more liquid than the Eagles.
I think they're I think they're both about just as liquid, especially in our
Yeah,
country.
I was thinking those were about 50-50 in liquidity.
Yeah, I would say they're tied because but they're both great coins. I stacked the Eagles and the Buffaloes. They're my favorites to stack. The mint, the U.S. Mint. I can't knock them on their Eagles and Buffaloes, but they're like you said, there's so many things they can do. They can introduce fractional Buffalo gold coins and mass produce them. They can put out a 10-ounce silver bar like Royal Mint and the Royal Canadian Mint has. They can do more gold commemorative, like make a gold Morgan dollar or gold piece dollar, or make or even when they did the silver gold and silver Morgans and peace dollars last year. Why didn't they make them a 90%? Why didn't they make them an exact weight and an exact size? Why didn't they try to put the luster on them? I know it's hard to do that, but they could have done something. They've done a shitty job on those. Like I say, everyone, and I tell everybody this, the last thing that the U.S. Mint put out that was great, was outstanding, was the 2016 100-year anniversary of the Mercury Standing Liberty quarter and Walking Liberty half dollar in gold. Those were the last things they put out that were outstanding, in my opinion. But other than that, everything is. There's so many things they can do. I'm not even excited looking at their calendar because it's a bunch of crap.
What if you guys had to pick your favorite mint? What would it be?
Ooh.
You can only pick one.
Private or government?
Either.
Oh, come on. Don't do this. Let us go private and then government.
All right.
That's too hard. Private for me. Oh, this is hard too.
Private for me would be Germania.
That would be mine too, but I also like Scottsdale. So
Yep, agreed.
I'm tied between those two, but if I had to really pick, the best bang for your buck would probably be Germania.
Yep, I like Germania.
Germania would be it for its bars. I don't care for the rounds. I'm not big into that stuff, but the bars, I'm huge with the kilos and the 10-ounce bars when it comes to Germania.
And for government, I would go with the spotting aside Royal Canadian Mint.
For government would be the Mexican mint. I can't pronounce the name. Blanco.
Libertad.
Yeah, Blanco D.
Oh yeah, Banco de Mexico.
Yeah, and the reason
Mexico.
Yeah, and the reason why I picked them is because if you look at your Libertads since the release of the Silver Libertad in '82 to now, the finish is outstanding, and there's really not many milk spots on them.
I have my 80s Libertads, not one spot.
There's no milk spot, and it's like they mastered the technology before any mint has.
Yeah, and the modern day Libertads, they have it's like a satin finish almost.
Yeah, and they're just beautiful, and I wish they mass produce Libertads to the point we can stack them like we do our maples and Brits. I wish they weren't as expensive as they are, but
they're more limited. They don't make as many.
No, they don't. And every year it seems like it gets less and less. But they're my favorite, and common mint that would be, I don't know, Royal Canadian Mint.
Yeah. I like the Canadian Mint because they have a vision, and they're always changing things up and offering, something different, something that interests you, something that you want to stack or buy differently.
Oh yeah, and look at
the U.S. Mint, you get a bunch of shit. It's always the same stuff.
Yeah, and they get cheaper and cheaper, especially on the simple thing is like boxes that they give.
You
used to get a nice.
I like the vision of the Canadian Mint. The Royal Canadian Mint has a lot of vision. I can appreciate that.
Exactly, and they come out with new. Look at Triple P just bought a gold coin, and it's 5 9s fine gold.
Yep, that's awesome.
You know what I mean? You don't see any other mints doing shit like that.
Yeah, with the government mints, I have to agree. I think the Royal Canadian Mint, but I think the Royal Mint is a very close second just because of the Britannias.
Oh yeah, that was a tough call for me. That was tough.
Yeah, I thought for sure you were going to go with the Royal Mint.
No,
Now,
here's
how
the only
about
reason I'm the milk spotting is a problem for me with the. I mean, some of my Queen's beasts are actually starting to spot, and it's pissing me off. Like you can't even believe. Those weren't cheap. Those were cool. The few times I've dabbled in collector coins, and they're milking.
now how about vintage mint? What's your favorite vintage mint?
Oof.
Mine would be Engelhard.
I'd have to go with
Silverstruck just commented. That's a great one as well. Engelhard.
I'd have to go with Engelhart.
Me too. That's my favorite vintage mint, and one of my actually to this day is my top. You know, I can't pass up Engelhard. I can't unless it's like
I think I'd have to agree with that.
The only platinum bar that I own is an Engelhart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, think about what their stuff. I mean, the vintage Engelhard stuff has done nothing but go up.
Oh yeah.
So
They got a
they got a
website
tells you everything
that-
you need to know.
Yeah, and not only that, you know how Scottsdale makes these companies go to them and they make bars like the Patriot Bar, Wall Street by Scottsdale. First Majestic Silver had their bars made, their Sacker bars through Engelhard. Silvertown back in the day had bars made by Engelhard. Well, that's like not First Majestic. They had Scottsdale do it. Like Scottsdale makes bars for other companies like Patriot, Academy. Well, Engelhard used to do that also with like Silvertown and other companies. Like there's a website, allengelhard.com, and you can look up all these bars and how many are minted and how rare they are. And there's different companies of bars they've made.
Well, don't forget J.M. Matthey too.
Johnson Matthey too is another classic company. I love their stuff too. Not as much as Engelhard, but and then you have Amark.
I don't like Amark. I don't like Amark. I don't know why.
I like their vintage bars, their vintage 10-ounce bars and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of great mints out there.
Well, if I had to give kudos to a solid runner-up, my runner-up would be the Korean mint for just some of the stuff, the detail and the attention to detail they put in some of their stuff is just.
I want to buy one of their gold coins. I really do.
Oh,
their finish. Their finish reminds me of the Perth mint.
Oh, they are fantastic. They put in so much detail. The Chiwu Chunwang series was just unfreaking believable. The detail that they crammed into that series was, and the rest of their stuff, everything they put out, it's great detail. It's good attention to detail.
All of this talk about mints, I'm surprised neither one of you mentioned what I think is one of the best private mints that has not.
Italia or something.
What's that?
Italia or
Intaglio?
Yeah, is that what you're gonna say?
No, they're up there, but
they're good.
Germania is my favorite private mint, but a very, very, very close second is Golden State Mint.
See, I don't care for them.
I love their Silver Shield, that line that they've put out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a fan
you
of Golden
phased
State.
out. Which one was it? Triple P?
Golden State. Golden State Mint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine is Germania and Scottsdale for private, and for government would be Mexico and Royal Canadian Mint.
I thought you were going to mention Disney as well.
Well, Disney, yeah, but I don't really. They only make rounds, Trump rounds. You know what I mean? Political rounds. You know what I mean? And so I don't really consider them like a mint because they're more collectible items.
Right.
They make Bradford Exchange.
Oh, dude, I called them up. I called up Bradford and I went off. My buddy was gonna buy these World War II Silver Eagle commemorative slabs or something like that.
Oh God, no.
And it said 999 pure silver, and then in small words it said plated.
Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit.
I called them up and I went on. I was like, is this real silver? And they're like, yeah, they lied to me, right? I said, on your catalog it says 999 pure silver, and then in small words it says plated. I said, you're like the biggest scam out there.
Oh, big time. They're
You're selling
prices.
these $70,
Yep.
and they're doing payment options. 4 payments of $25.99, and are you kidding me?
I'll give Bradford credit on one thing that I own from them, and that's the Iwo Jima coin that I got from them that actually has the encapsulated sand of Iwo Jima on it.
Now, is that a real silver coin, though?
It is.
When you did that, I wanted to buy that coin. I think
it's hard, dude. It is hard to find.
I cannot find it. If I could have found it, I would have bought it that fucking night, right after watching.
So I can't. You can't find info.
Good
on
night,
it.
Silverstruck. Thanks for coming on. Silverstruck was in the chat. I didn't see him.
That coin, patriotic. Silver and Gold Stack Attack can fill you in on it more, but there's actually some sand from the beaches of Iwo Jima that's encapsulated
it's unreal
into the fucking coin.
It's unbelievable.
Wow, that's awesome. That is really cool. That'd be a great gift for a Iwo Jima vet.
Yep. And it's just unbelievable, the lack of information, or the lack of being able to find any for sale. I mean, it's crazy.
And vintage. You don't know what the mintage is either, do you?
No, I really don't. I have no. When I tell you I have almost no information on it, I have no information on it.
That's just crazy.
Other than what you saw in the video, that's all I could find.
Wow.
And the best thing too, you get these coins late at night, like 2-3 o'clock in the morning on TV. What's a QVC or whatever, selling silver and gold coins.
Bullshit.
And I feel bad for the old people, man, that are sitting there buying that shit.
Yeah, I call that the Facebook syndrome. Those freaking ads on Facebook, man, they're awful.
Oh yeah, even on Marketplace and everywhere. You know, they're trying, and then you got your newspaper articles in the back. You know, a tube of Walking Liberty $half from 1916 to 1947. You're getting 15 for the $300, $400. It's a smoking deal. And it's not even 10 face of $half, and you're paying double the price.
It's insane. I actually had to yell at my dad about that. I had to yell at my dad about that Facebook crap. He's like, "Yeah, I got a Silver Eagle for $19.99." I'm like, "No, you didn't. You didn't get a Silver Eagle for $19.99." He's like, "I said, Dad, you used to be so much sharper than that. What kind of bullshit are you getting into now?" I asked, "Who's the one that taught me? If it's too good to be true, you're the one that taught me that crap." And now you can't even stick by your own freaking mantra. I could not believe he fell for it. I couldn't believe it.
I tell my grandma all the time, and she's for her age, she's smart. She's quick. You know, she's right in the head, but she's very, you know, giving. You know what I mean? She'll sit there and have a $20 meal and give a $100 tip.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I said, you know, you're gonna go broke. I said, you can't do that. Oh, I just like to give and blah blah. And I said, what? Fucking someone's gonna call you and they're gonna ask you to buy something and you're gonna give them 10 grand. You know, and she'll have conversations with these people that call, trying to scam her. And she's being so nice and this and that, and she's not giving the card number or anything, but she's talking to him and blah blah.
Oh, I talk to him too. Are you kidding me? That's part of my entertainment.
Oh yeah, dude, I love
that stuff. My favorite was the Social Security officer that called me about, your Social Security number's been involved in fraud, and the police are coming to get you.
Sheriff's coming to your house.
Yeah, he's we need you to verify your social. I'm like, well, why do you need to verify my social if you already know it? I said, you're the quote unquote Social Security office. Don't you already have that shit? You
got to go to the local Walgreens and buy an Apple.
Yeah, and we only take like gift cards for payment.
You got to upload $3,000.
I'm like, I said, look, first of all, go get a job. Second of all, F you.
Oh, and the best is too when they call you and say IRS.
Yeah, and we all know the IRS doesn't make phone calls.
They don't make calls. You send a letter. They send a letter. Mm-hmm. And then you got to make a call and you got to wait on the phone for 10 hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Those guys, I actually have a little bit of fun with them. I mean,
Oh,
if
yeah.
I've lost count of how many millions from Persian princes that I've actually inherited. I don't even know anymore. I should be loaded right now. I should be rolling in it.
There's this guy on YouTube that he's a hacker, and he instead of doing fucked up things with his skills, he's actually helping people and saving people money, especially the elderly. And he goes and tracks these phone calls, these hackers, and he gets into their computers and he has the webcam.
Yeah,
He's in their webcam and sees the whole operation. And literally, these fucking things are in Bangkok, India, in the center of the city, freaking floor 50, and they're in this giant call center.
I love how they give themselves American names too. Obviously,
yeah.
an Indian accent, you'll get the call and, oh, good evening, sir. My name is Bob. I'm like, your name is Bob, really?
Sullivan. Sullivan's a big name. My name is John Sullivan.
Yeah, you sound like a Sullivan.
You kick my dog, you bastard. you kick my dog. You kick my
good
dog.
God. It's the world we live in, guys. It is what it is.
And Sonny's a big name. They're always Sonny. Yes, they're fucked up, man.
I always get Floyd.
Floyd.
You get
and what's screwed up too, these companies, like anytime I call my credit card companies or whatever, if I'm dealing with PayPal and I call them up and they transfer you to these people that can't speak fucking English.
No, it's so frustrating.
And you're already pissed off because you're dealing with a charge you don't know that was on your card, or you got charged double for something, and you're already pissed off. You're already mad. And then they give you someone that can't understand you. You can't understand them. You really got to listen and hear. And it gets you more pissed off.
Yep. Have you guys gotten any phantom PayPal invoices? If you have PayPal?
What do you mean?
I've gotten 2 in the last month. It's just you just get an invoice through your PayPal demanding payment for services that weren't obviously rendered. Apparently, I bought a pistol. I bought a pistol in Oviedo, Florida. Apparently, and I owe somebody $600. So
they're coming up with anything, man.
Oh yeah, they're hitting your PayPal. They're hitting everything. And you know what? Somebody will pay. Inevitably, they'll get an invoice. Oh shit, I didn't pay that, and they'll pay it.
Yeah, old people.
Yep.
Oh, I don't want another bill out there. I'll pay that.
Yep. So apparently, I bought a pistol in Oviedo, Florida.
Yeah, with PayPal, nonetheless.
Yeah, with PayPal, with no background check.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, they're terrible. They're terrible, these companies.
Speaking of which, I'm actually, before I forget, it's time to renew my carry conceal before I even forget about it. I'm up this year.
How's their gun laws where you are? Pretty good?
You know what? They run a damn good background check down here. I don't know where these people are coming up with gun show loopholes, and we don't have all that here.
No.
They run a very good background. They run, obviously your regular background, your federal background, and then they run it to make sure you haven't been committed to some asylum. They check everything. And I mean, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. But yeah, it's not easy to get a carry conceal here. You have to go through, the checks.
It's a year process in New York.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I can do all of it and get turned down by the judge at the end of at the last month. The last month of the program, I can get turned down.
Crazy. The sheriff's department does ours.
Yeah, well, yeah, I have to go to the sheriff. They give your fingerprints.
Yep.
You sign papers. You pay for the $108 for the fingerprint, and then you got to go to a 5-hour course, and you got to go to so many hours to a shooting range and get a gun instructor for a couple hours, and then you got to write a letter to your local judge in your town.
Wow.
Saying why you want it, blah, 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 blah. You got to get 5 references, and only 2 can be cops. You can only, because some people have a lot of cop friends. You can't get all 5 cop friends. You can only have a minimum of 2 cops. You can't have you can only have 1 family member or something like that. Dude, it's a headache. And then you can cross the border 15 minutes away from my house in New York. I can be in Pennsylvania, and I can get a concealed carry within a month.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of law enforcement, I went through just a regular checkpoint a couple weeks ago. They're just checking them, expired license plates, whatnot, the usual. And I got both my hands on the steering wheel, license and my permit, and just here you go. I'm telling you straight up, I've got a gun. And he goes, well, where is it? I said, right on my right between the console and the seat. It's got a magnetic holder. And he goes, well, just keep your hands on the steering wheel. And he's like, well, why do you have that? And I'm like, excuse me? Why do I have the gun? I said,
Why do you have it?
Because I qualified to carry it and I've earned that right. I said, and then he said, well, where are you going? I'm like, that's not for you to know. And I would appreciate you just minding your business and letting me go. I mean, this guy was asking all kinds of questions. Well, why do you need why? He said, what model? I said, it's a 45. It's a Ruger 45. He said, well, why do you need such a big caliber? I'm like, we're done here.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. I said, we're done here. I said, unless you're detaining me for some stupid reason, I'm done. And if you still want to ask questions, get your goddamn supervisor over here because I'm not going through this. I got places to be.
Did you tell them that?
They're not all like that. They're not all. There's some really good. I'm friends with a bunch of cops down here, and they're not.
I mean, I would have fucking told. I in my entire life, I have never had anybody ask me shit like that. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, this guy, he was like your typical. He was young, and I asked. So I turned it around on him. I said, so why are you on the sheriff's department? You couldn't qualify for the city or state? He said, well, I said, you see where this is going? I said, I'm asking you questions that make you uncomfortable. This is what you're doing to me. That's none of your goddamn business where I'm going, what I have. All you need to know is I'm certified to carry that weapon. That's all you need. You say, you give me back my stuff. Have a nice day. That's all.
Yeah.
That's your job. That's your job.
Yeah. That's our Second Amendment right.
Yep.
And anyone.
But we have some down here that just, you could tell he was fresh out of friggin' the academy. I mean,
he's trying to earn a name for himself.
Yeah, he's like, I said, are you detaining me for any reason? He's like, no. I said, well, bye.
Yeah, it's crazy, and like New York, you have to go through this whole fucking program to get a pistol. But I can walk into my gun store and walk out in 5 minutes with an AR-15. Make sense? What just because you can hide a pistol, but I can do more damage with an AR.
Sure.
The gun laws in this state is so fucking stupid.
Here's where I'm at on this. First of all, you should be able to walk into a gun shop and you should be able to walk out with any gun within 5 minutes. And you should be able, if you can legally buy a handgun, if you can legally buy a gun, you should legally be able to carry that gun.
If you're of age,
we need constitutional carry in all of the fucking states because
exactly.
Still handgun licenses, and I'm guilty of it because I have one because I carry everywhere I go. But it's just a fucking tax. That's all it is. It's just another fucking tax.
If our boys and girls can go out at 18 years old and fight wars and go gamble and go, have sex and have kids at young ages, they can have a fucking gun. It's all right.
But you can't even have a beer.
I believe in, exactly. And I believe in background checks. We don't want crazy people.
Having a beer is not a right.
Yeah.
Having a firearm to protect yourself is.
Exactly. And having anyone, background checks 100%. We don't need felons with guns. We don't need people that have mental disabilities.
There's a misconception here. We already fucking have background checks. Everyone keeps talking about these universal background checks. We already have background checks.
That's what I mean. Background checks are fine. That's
numerous gun shows, and I have never in my life been able to go to a gun show and buy a gun
without a background check.
A background check.
And these background checks are good. They work good.
So a full confession, do you guys carry when you're not supposed to? Like, for example, theaters.
We can carry in theaters.
We can't. They clearly mark most of our theaters no weapons.
The only time I carry.
I mean, if you're asking, do you notice the sign? I mean, as I get older, my vision gets worse and worse. I do my best to notice signs, but I'm
See,
not kidding. Like, I just went to the eye doctor, guys, 2 weeks ago. I need some glasses.
see, in New York, it has to be concealed carry, and they can't see it. So if
Yeah,
it's in
you can't even conceal. If the law here is if private vendor or businesses if they say no weapons, then you can't bring it in.
yeah.
But here's my thing. I mean, if I go in a movie theater, I'm trapped in a fishbowl. You better believe I've got my Slim 9 strapped to my side.
Well,
But
that's
the state of North Carolina. You guys also can open carry. In Florida, we cannot open carry.
see, that's the same. Like in New York, we can't open carry. We can have concealed carry. But if someone sees that, say if you have it in your pants, that gun, and your shirt's pulled over, if someone could see the outline of your gun, you can go to jail right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, so and same thing. We can't walk into businesses if they have a sign saying you with no weapons. But the only time I carry is if I'm going to my LCS, if I'm going to the bank, if I have just got paid from a job. But I don't carry every day. Not everywhere I go.
Well,
I have it in my car at all times. I do have it in my vehicle, unless I'm going over state lines into Jersey, because Jersey has extremely high bad gun laws, especially with bullets. No hollow points are allowed in New Jersey.
Yeah, I don't even think I have reciprocity in Jersey.
Yeah, no, Jersey's terrible. Jersey's the worst out of all. Jersey, California, and New York. But Jersey makes New York look like, an open carry state.
I'll phrase it this way. The only time I don't carry is when I'm in bed asleep.
Yeah, but I've got one by my bedside though.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. And in my house, like right now, I'm recording this in my dining room. I have a pistol about 3 feet away from me. There's nowhere you can walk in my house and be more than like 4 feet away from a gun.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I can get a weapon safely within minutes in my house, within seconds in my house. I have them stashed away in safe spots where I need to get them if I need to, if something were to happen.
And when you talk about, and you've got small kids too, so you're kind of in the same boat as I am, patriotic. So when you talk about storing, it's important that you have a reliable, like I've got my shit all locked up in handgun boxes, but I can get that gun into action in less than 2 seconds. So it needs to be a reliable box, but it also needs to be a box that you can access it in less than 2 seconds. Otherwise, it's fucking useless.
Yeah,
exactly.
The boxes I use are biometric, and it's basically touch and it's open.
I do have one. I do have one by my nightstand, but it's not loaded.
Though, because with the biometrics, I've had some of those boxes that they get really finicky.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I just want I like the code. It's a 4-digit code. I can type it in less than 2 seconds and the door springs fucking open.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, the background checks work as long as you're not a felon or a criminal of any sort or have any kind of mental problems. Anyone should own a gun no matter what it is. As long as it's not no damn flamethrower or a bazooka.
Oh, we're not supposed to have those.
Yeah, but other than that, AR, the 44 Magna, or whatever,
or
357.
Or a cannon. Joe Biden says you can't buy a cannon, but there's plenty of them for sale on eBay right now. I'm very confused.
He's a lunatic.
I'm very confused. He said the Second Amendment doesn't give you the right to buy a cannon, but I can buy one on eBay right now.
By the way, when you're putting out that video, I'm not going to say anything, but when are you going to put it out?
Saturday morning. Saturday morning premiere train.
You already did it already?
No. This Saturday.
Yeah, but I'm saying you have it all recorded and edited and all that.
Editing is not complete yet.
Okay. How many entries?
Maybe 7. Actually, that was one of the frickin' messages I typed to you on Instagram, Silver and Gold.
What's that?
Oh, man. I'm doing a collaboration video. I asked a lot of people if they own an AR-15 or an AK-47 to shoot me like a video that's like less than 1 minute long. because I'm trying to spotlight some of the good, honest, hardworking American men and women that own an AR-15.
Gotcha. I'm gonna be honest. I actually do not own. I'm a pistol guy right now.
Well, that's
I don't.
fine.
Yeah, I don't own anything like that.
Yeah,
Not that I don't like them. I love shooting those. I actually love shooting them, but I'm just more of a pistol guy right now.
And that's a lot of people. You know, some people are just pistol guys. Some people are just rifle guys. Some people just like shotguns. But at
See,
the end of the day, you know, that's our amendment, and regardless of what type of gun it is, it's a gun. And
I'll
it
get
should-
better about checking that Instagram. Sorry, guys.
everything about me is all about diversity. I love all guns. I don't discriminate.
Yep, I'm the same. I'm with you. You know, I like them all. They all have different things about them. But
the good thing is my kids have moved out, so I don't have to worry about young kids going around discovering stuff.
Unless it's a
Dude.
fucking high point. I don't own any high points.
Oh God, who would?
Fucking that's like the fucking
That's
really
the Kmart. That's
really,
the Kmart of pistols.
that's like the really fat, ugly girl, and you just got really sloppy drunk, and then you woke up next to her the next morning, and you're like, ah.
That's
That's-
like going. That's like going
that's-
from Macy's to Kmart.
they closed down all the Kmarts by me.
Yeah, we don't have any left. It's a shame too because Kmart's were like a part of my childhood. I grew up in those damn things.
Little Caesars and the freaking
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys remember. You guys are younger than me, but back in the day with Kmart, they used to have a what they called the blue light special.
Yes.
And what they had a little cart that had a pole with a blue police light on it, and they'd line it up in the aisle where the special was. So me, of course, I'm like 5. I would grab that damn cart and run up and down the aisles pretending I was a damn cop. And manager hot on my trail. He never could catch me, but he tried. And my mom would just be sitting there, just tears in her eyes, like, "Oh Jesus!"
I used to go into Kmart's and hide in the clothes racks.
Oh yeah. I got
yeah.
blessed out for that one.
And my mom would freak out trying to look for me and this and that. And then I would go in front of the mirrors where the shoes were, and I'd make these funny faces, and I would have the whole fucking people around Kmart laughing, walking by, seeing this kid, and my mom would have to go up to the desk in the front calling for me, and and I would run up and she would whip my ass.
Oh yeah.
But-
I mean, yeah, it wasn't a good day unless I got my ass whooped.
Yeah, I love Kmart, man.
JK Pioneer said my Kmart is now a rural king. That's awesome. I've actually bought stuff from rural King before, so
My Kmart's is a Golden Corral.
Golden Corral, boy, those suffered down when that pandemic hit, boy. Those buffets got killed.
And you know what? They never open back up, a lot of them.
Well, there's one open near me, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell they're doing it. I don't know if they're serving people or if everybody's back to grabbing the same freaking tongs. That's disgusting.
I don't.
It was always disgusting.
I always
before
thought
the
it was
pandemic.
disgusting.
I thought it was disgusting before frickin' COVID.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're gross.
I thought they were gross before, and I mean, I don't know. Call me like a germaphobe, but I was washing my hands before washing your hands was cool.
Yep. Amen to that.
Buffets and Chinese food are fucking.
Oh,
I'll never eat the Chinese places, man. First of all, every town, every city, every state you live in, you walk into your local Chinese place, it's dirty as hell.
Oh yeah, they don't care.
And a lot of them are cheap. I guarantee they're fucking killing the rats in the backyard, and they're in their fucking shop. They're cooking them shit, cutting them up, and they're putting those beef ribs that you get. I guarantee those are freaking strips of rat.
Well, I
whatever
can't.
they can find.
When it comes to that, I can't actually complain because when I was stationed in the Philippines, there was all kinds of meat on a stick that to this day we have no clue what the hell we were eating. But you're drunk and it's overflamed with barbecue sauce. Whatever it is was damn good at the time.
Oh.
Y'all ever notice though that like near the Chinese restaurants you never see any stray dogs and cats?
or rats or mice.
Yeah, there's like no strays there. Like it's like the fucking stray dogs know. Oh fuck, stay away from that fucking place.
Yeah, the word got out.
They eat anything that walks, flies, swims. Dude, they eat any. You look on YouTube and you see like these people going to Asian countries to see, you know, their foods and stuff, and raw fish, squid, octopus,
The one that gets me is that damn Yulin Dog Festival. I can't even handle. I
Yep.
can't even handle that.
rats, frogs, freaking snakes,
Yeah,
bats.
I can't handle the dogs being butchered. That to me is just
Fucking
can't
sick.
do it.
How do they have the stomach for this shit?
I don't know. But I'm an absolute dog lover, and to see that Yulin shit just drives me nuts.
Well, that's like the kill shelters out here, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It
Just
happens
because
every
they
day.
can't, they can't
Every
find
day.
homes, or they have puppies and they kill them.
Yep. Every day it
My
happens.
friend
and
goes down
We just turn a
all
blind
over.
eye.
Goes all over to these states, and she collects the puppies, and she opened up a farm on her property where she, you know, charges cheap, and I mean cheap, like $20 a dog, just to help run her farm, but gives these puppies, and I mean they're not just pit bulls or mixed breed dogs. They're Jack Russells, bloodhounds, anything, bulldogs. They kill them, and she takes them, and she raises them, and feeds them, and she sells them for like $20-$25. Some of them are a little more, you know, but she finds these innocent dogs a home.
I was just looking at the chat. Apparently, I'm not alone with the blue light thing. Spokane Silver Stacker knows what I'm talking about with the blue light. So apparently, I've aged myself.
And another part of my childhood was Blockbuster. I remember my mom and my dad would take me, and we'd rent a movie and get the popcorn, and we'd go home and we would binge watch these movies. And I can't, you know, that's something, you know, through time when DVDs came out, and then Netflix and Redbox, you know, they closed it down. But that was another Kmart's and Blockbusters.
Yeah, but you know what? If you guys think about it, when you talk about a new or newer type of industry, none of the first ones ever made it. Like, look when the internet first came out. Everyone had fucking AOL. Now everyone's like, what the fuck is AOL? And then when the fucking search engines, there was like fucking Ask Jeeves and Yahoo and a whole bunch of shit, and Google was just one of them. Nobody really knew who the fuck Google was. And
I remember Google just blew up.
Yeah, now look where fucking Google's at. And you guys remember fucking Amazon, right? You know how Amazon started?
Bookstore.
Yes.
Yep, and cheap little trinkets. They were like the Finger Hut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it blows. Oh, and then Facebook, of course, Facebook. What was before Facebook? It was fucking MySpace. Who's got MySpace now?
No one. I think it's still up though. I think
it's still up and running.
use it. Yeah, people still use it. Well, Facebook was just meant for like the students at Harvard. It was literally just.
I actually watched that movie. I got the Blu-ray for like $2 on eBay, just out of curiosity, and I watched the movie. And you know, I can't stand Zuckerberg. I make no bones about it. But the movie was actually pretty interesting.
You know who's worse than Zuckerberg? Well, I don't know.
I don't know if there's anybody worse than Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg had Jack Dorsey from Twitter.
Oh yeah.
You have Jeff Bezos.
They're all
Bill Gates is the worst.
They're all fucking corrupt. They're all assholes. They're all fucking they're all trash. Like,
you know who the biggest landowner in America is?
I heard this. It was Bill Gates, right?
Bill Gates.
Yep.
And you know who invests the most in the medical industry in the States?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. You know who owns the most farms in America?
Bill Gates.
Yeah. You know who's in the educational system the most in America?
Is that Bill Gates?
Yep.
Bill Gates for the win.
Dude, he is in everything, and there's a reason for that. That guy is the devil.
Wasn't he involved in the some of the vaccines as well?
Yeah. He got started in the medical industry. Dude, he was like the main backer in the state of New York.
I'm just curious when he got his medical degree, that's all.
Exactly.
Like, well, as fast as that vaccine came out, it makes you wonder.
Yeah, exactly. And Trump That's the only thing I could say that I'm disappointed about. Trump, in my opinion, was the greatest president next to Reagan and Lincoln, but was that vaccine. But he was backed in the corner. You know, he wanted to save the American people. He thought he was doing something good. But then he had these other people like Fauci and Bill Gates and in his ear.
Here's the deal.
You know what I mean? So
day one, I think that everyone, it's a personal decision for everybody. I have my reasons for not taking it, and I would never take it. But I've said from day one, if somebody wants to get the fucking jab, then they should be able to go and get the jab. God bless them. You know, like I don't think anyone should be imposing their will on my medical decisions for me and my family.
Well, they've kind of backed off the vaccine. I mean, the whole COVID thing, even though it's still prevalent, it's kind of backed off. I mean, you just don't hear about it anymore.
But I still can't go on a fucking cruise. We had to cancel 3 or 4 cruises now because we apply for the vaccine exemption and they won't let us go because
my buddy's been waiting.
We're not vaccinated.
Yeah, same. I have every reason to. Because I don't know if you remember, but back earlier this year, I was actually hospitalized with that crap, and I got hit with a triple decker of COVID, flu, and pneumonia all at once. And my God, talk about miserable.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've never been hospitalized in my life. That was the first time.
Wow. Well, you know, I mean, I don't think anybody is denying the fact that COVID is real.
Oh, it's real. It's definitely real.
We all know COVID is real, but the issue that I have is the way that it's been blown out of proportion and politicized and used as a reason to try to get people to do things that they may or may not would have done on their own.
Yeah, well, it was always going to be politicized. It was going to be a weapon.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah. No, it's definitely a way of population control. And at first, they had us fooled that it started from bats in the city of Wuhan.
Yeah, I remember that.
That Trump
came from the wet market.
They said Trump was crazy because he insinuated that it did not start from bats at the wet market. And for the longest time, blasted Trump over it. Now, all of a sudden, they've backed off and they acknowledge that it didn't start at a wet market.
Nope, it started in
all
Wuhan.
All they had to do was follow the money. It went back to the lab in Wuhan.
Yep, it started in Wuhan, but not from the wet market. It started from the lab.
Absolutely. It was always that way. And
Dr. Fauci lied.
Yeah, where is the good doctor now? He's been awfully quiet lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's time to divert the American attention elsewhere.
Yeah, like monkeypox.
Exactly.
No, we're I thought we moved on to World War III. We just gave $40 billion to the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Speaking of supplies, how you doing on baby formula, Triple P?
Oh, and tampons now too. My wife can't find them.
Oh, yeah. So Mrs. Triple P just took me to fucking Target and fucking had to stock up on tampons. I'm like,
she's obsessed with Target too.
Like, what the fuck? Seriously? Like, no, they're saying there's going to be a tampon shortage. I need tampons. I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. Buy your fucking tampons. But baby formula, I stacked about a 4-month supply. Like, what, 6 weeks ago? So I'm stocked. Like, Mrs. Triple P, I gotta hand it to her. She picks up on some of this shit faster than I do, and she's like, "We need to order formula, babe." And I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "There's about to be a shortage." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And she's like, "No, I'm serious. We need to order formula." I'm like, "All right, fine." So we went on and ordered like about a 4-month stash of formula. And like within a week, the fucking shelves were empty with formula. I'm just looking at my wife like, fuck, I knew I married you for a reason. No, it's not. Well, fucking played.
Yeah,
that's insane. I mean, and of course it's going to get worse as the summer goes on.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, yeah. Well, guys, getting 2 hours now.
My phone just went low battery, so I got to bounce.
I got about 3%.
I'm like below 10, guys.
And mine's been plugged in the whole time. That's why it's dumped about 4 times.
Yeah, I didn't even plug it in yet. I don't even know where my charger is.
But I will not be here next week. Next week we, or at least me, I'm gonna have to take the week off because we're having out of state company coming in. So I will not be here next Tuesday.
And I'm not sure if I'm gonna do an episode this Tuesday. No, this Tuesday coming up. I don't know if I'm just gonna cancel until next Tuesday, or maybe I'll have a guest on for a little bit. I'll figure that out when the time goes. But yeah, no. So not sure yet.
But 2 weeks from today, we'll be rip roaring back on my channel. So
Yes, sir. And listen, 11 episodes and not a break. That's pretty good.
Well, guys, I appreciate the invite. I had a lot of fun with it.
Hey, I
Oh,
appreciate it too,
blast.
man. And I'd definitely like to have you back on.
you are you're awesome, man. I'm very
I
honored
appreciate
that you came on.
And,
I
and
appreciate
guys,
that. You guys are 2 of my go-to channels, so you know that.
Same here, man. You know, you're one of my favorites also. And whoever's in the chat, and if you aren't subscribed to Silver Gold Stack Attack, go over there, subscribe to his channel. You will not be disappointed. He has a great channel. Very, very cool. A lot of history. Just a great channel.
Appreciate that.
Go over there and give him some loving.
Absolutely.
But all right, guys, it was a pleasure. And if we don't see you next Tuesday, we will see you the Tuesday after.
It has it's been a blast, guys. Take care.
Good night, everybody.
Peace out, guys.
All right, bye-bye.